One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world has never been found. Not one brick, not one root. And the reason why might mean we've been looking in the wrong country entirely. Stay with me. The proof is a single sentence, and I'm saving it for the end. I assume this one was solved. Then I found the paper that says the site everyone visits has zero evidence it ever held a garden. Here's the twist. A British researcher named Stephanie Dalley thinks the gardens were real, just built by a different king in a different city 100 years earlier. This is the inscription that convinced her. Every ancient writer who described these gardens, Diodorus, Strabo, Josephus, was writing centuries later, secondhand, in Greek. None of them ever saw Babylon while it stood. And Babylon's own royal records, which obsessively list Nebuchadnezzar's building projects, silent on gardens. That silence is what sent Dalley looking somewhere nobody else checked. Sennacherib, ruling Assyria from Nineveh, left inscriptions describing a screw-pump aqueduct and an artificial mountain of terraced trees, built, in his own words, as a wonder for all peoples. That's not a loose resemblance. That's most of the checklist for the Hanging Gardens, attached to the wrong city. But sounds similar isn't proof. Here's where it gets shaky. The aqueduct remains at Nineveh are real. The inscriptions match Sennacherib's boasts almost word for word. What's missing? No garden terraces have ever been dug up there either. Soil doesn't survive 2,700 years the way stone does. Most Assyriologists lean toward this being the answer. Not proven. Leading. Quick one. Team Babylon or Team Nineveh? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading all of them before the next episode. Here's the detail that made this more than a theory to me. Some Greek writers used Babylon loosely for the whole region. And by the time they were writing, Nineveh had been destroyed, Babylon hadn't. A translation slip, compounding for 2,000 years, would explain exactly why we've dug in the wrong place for 2 centuries. Which raises the real question for this whole series: how many Babylon mysteries were never actually about Babylon? 2 live theories. 1. The gardens stood in Babylon, and we just haven't found the remains. Organic material rarely survives, so this isn't dead. 2. Dalley's read: real gardens, wrong city, misattributed by later writers. I lean toward 2. Neither is settled. Here's the sentence I promised you. In Sennacherib's own inscription, he calls his garden a wonder for all peoples to see. The same idea the Greeks later used when they named the Hanging Gardens one of the 7 wonders of the world. Different king, different city, 100 years apart, but the same claim to fame. That's either the biggest coincidence in ancient history, or the original wonder had its address changed by a translation error nobody caught for 2,000 years. If you want me chasing wonders that may not be where the history books say, subscribe. Next episode: the Tower of Babel and the 91-meter number almost nobody's seen. I'll see you there.